Duh.
In Hobie's room, Yoongi, who had passed out, woke up. I'm gonna brat. Hobie groaned in frustration outside the bathroom while walking back and forth in the room. Jackson, who was slowly waking up from his short unconscious state, looked up at Hobie tiredly. Yoongi on the other hand had continued his struggle to get free from his bounds. Hobie took the jug filled with water, placed nearby in his hands. Wake up, Blossom. With that Hobie poured the water onto Tae's face, yearning muffled scoldings from Jackson. Feeling that Hobie was up to something, Yoongi tried harder to get free from his bounds. Just as Yoongi's bonds came loose, Tae's eyes fluttered open. Oh, my sweet baby is awake. Give daddy a wake-up kiss first. Tae looked at Hobie as if he was some alien creature. Oh, look at that baby face trying to look all innocent. It was then Tae remembered the events that took place before he passed out.
Flashback.
Tae entered the guest room, trying his best not to burst into tears. He tried to hold back his tears as he made the bed, but he failed miserably as it only took seconds for him to break down crying. I'm not a brat, Hyunji. Tae wheezed out, struggling to catch his breath. I was just worried about Jungkookie. I didn't mean to disobey. Tae coughs in between his sobs. But then when he remembered Namjoon, he quickly wiped away his tears and tried his best to calm himself. They'll be here any second. I can't cry in front. Tae's eyes caught a shadow nearing him from his side view. Hyung. Hobie covered Tae's mouth with his hanky while hugging him tightly. Go to sleep, my baby. Just go to sleep. Tae managed to get his right hand out of Hobie's hold as he elbowed Hobie's chin. Due to the impact, Hobie fell back onto the small stool nearby, hurting his back in the process. If not for his quick reflexes, he would have hit his head on the floor. Before Tae could catch his breath and scream, Hobie pricked his arm with a needle, and the next moment he was in Hobie's arms. Here, I thought I won't hurt you with a needle again. But you made me do it. You seem to like the pain though. That was the last thing Tae heard before falling unconscious in Hobie's arms.
End of flashback.
You son of a. Does your husband get sweet talk like this too? You. I would like it the other way around, but if you want we can try.
What did he say?
Tae jerked up in an attempt to break free from his bounds but failed. You. Shh. Hobie got on top of Tae and took out his pistol, Jackson's pistol. If I were you, I would choose my next words wisely. You. Show some gratitude, will you? I mean, you were tied comfortably on my bed while Francis and Paleo are crawling on the wardrobe and bathroom floor. Only then Tae noticed a figure, struggling to his side. Jackson was doing his best to break free from his bounds, glancing at Tae to assure him that he was fine. Jackson Hyung. Ignore him. Focus on me, my darling. For both your sake and your Jackson Hyung's sake. Hobie's eyes darkened as he got closer to Tae's face. Tell me the code to unlock the treasury's number lock. Tae's eyes widened comically. Tell me and we're good. You live. Puppy here lives. Kitty in the bathroom lives. Everybody lives. Tae's jaw clenched as he looked right back at Hobie. No. Go to hell. Tae spat out. Hobie in response only gave a dark chuckle. Nice joke. Now answer. Hobie points the pistol at Tae, who still holds his gaze. 10 seconds went by with them staring at each other before Hobie sighed. Now I know why I'm always hooked up on you. These freaking eyes of hers.
Nice.
Meanwhile in the bathroom, Yoongi finally managed to get out of his bounds. He stumbled when he stood up on his feet. Tung, Hyung is coming. Yoongi prepared himself to break through the door into Hobie's room. One go. In one go. You got no second chance. Just one. Break the door in one freaking go.
Do it! Just do it!
Outside the room, June was now forcefully held back by Jin from breaking into Hobie's room door. Namjoon, calm down. Jinny, let me go. I promised to not end him. It's not just about him anymore. Let's consider that he really has hold of them. And what will happen if you burst into the room? He may hurt them. Over my dead body. Jun neared Hobie's room. Just as he was about to kick the door, Jungkook caught him. Jun felt himself being pulled back by Jin and Jungkook, who had just reached the spot. Ow ow ow, Hyung, stop it. Please calm down. Namjoon, you are not thinking straight. Well, he technically can't. Shut it. Let me go. What's happening here? Jimin appeared at the end of the corridor. Jungkook? Jin Hyung? Namjoon Hyung? What? The trio stumbled but managed to stand upright. Jungkook, I told you to stay. Wait, what are you three doing in front of Hoseokshi's room? Were you trying to kick the door? Namjoon? No, he wasn't. They heard something fall and break inside Hobie's room. And that's all it took for Namjoon to kick the door hard. Seconds later a scream came from inside. Namjoon kicked the door forcefully, causing it to swing open. Back inside the room. When Hobie heard the commotion outside, he quickly covered Tae's mouth with his palm. Shut it. Hobie checked in his pocket for a needle but found none. He looked to the side to find them placed on the table. Jackson, on the other hand, extended his leg forward and kicked the nearby table, causing the flower vase on it to topple and shatter on the ground. The next second, there was a kick on the door. Shit. Distracted, Hobie loosened his hold on Tae. Seizing the opportunity, Tae let out a scream, which Hobie quickly silenced. With the second kick, the door opened. Namjoon was the first one to enter the room, followed by Jin, Jungkook and Jimin. They found Hobie on top of Tae and Jackson bound to the window. Don't move. Hobie points the pistol at Tae. Jin was quick to hold Jungkook, fearing he may jump at Hobie. Even Jun stood in front of Jungkook, prepared in case he chose to charge forward, breaking free from Jin's hold. But no one could have predicted what Jimin did next. Get your filthy hands off my husband right now. In seconds Jimin was on top of Hobie throwing punches. No, Jimin. Jun went towards Tae and started untying him. Just as Jin became distracted, Jungkook struggled to break free from his hold. Unfortunately for Jin, Jungkook succeeded and immediately leaped into the ongoing fight upon seeing Jimin get punched back by Hobie. Soon, Hobie, Jimin, and Jungkook were rolling on the floor in a chaotic brawl. Oh my goodness. What the hell? Wait. Jin felt something in his hand, and when he looked at his palm he saw Jungkook's ring of Agnes in his palm. Jin's face paled when he looked at the ring and back at the violent Jungkook on top of Hobie. There was no time to process as the bathroom door burst open dramatically as Yoongi came flying out like an avenging hero, joining the chaos. When Yoongi crashed straight into Jin, who barely managed to catch him just in time. Yoongi. Just then Hobie kicked off Jimin, who stumbled and fell on Yoonjin, making them fall to the ground. Hyung? Jimin's face scrunched up in worry seeing the exhausted look Yoongi held. You are done for it. Jimin takes out his own pistol and points it at Hobie. Jimin pressed the trigger and the bullet hit the table next to Hobie's head. Flinching Jungkook and Hobie let go of each other. Jungkook, move back. Jungkook was quick to do as he was told to. Hobie stumbled but then managed to stand up next to Jackson and the window. In seconds Hobie too took out his pistol and pointed it at Namjoon, who now held Tae in his arms. I'm ready to die if I can take him with me. Do it, Hyung. 2 stones in 1 shot. Jun looked at Jungkook with a mortified expression. Jungkook? Shut it, you piece of Jun. Jun's worried tone failed to grab Jun's attention, who was dumbfounded by Jungkook's behavior. Drop the weapon and surrender. As if. Hobie pulls the trigger. But fortunately for Namjoon, the bullet missed him by mere inches. And the next moment Jimin pulled the trigger. The bullet hit the window behind Hobie, shattering the glass, as Hobie ducked on time. And the next second, Hobie jumped out the window and disappeared from everyone's sight. Just as Jimin and Jungkook prepared to dash after Hobie, Tae's piercing scream froze them in their tracks. A blinding flash of light engulfed the room, crackling with an almost electric intensity. In the aftermath, Jin, Namjoon, and Yoongi staggered for a split second before their bodies went limp, collapsing to the floor unconscious. The room fell into stunned silence, save for Tae's panicked breaths. To the healer's house, now. Pick them up.
하나, 둘, 셋. 네가 너무 좋아. 어떡해. 네가 너무 예뻐. 어떡해. 나랑 만나볼래. 어떻게 생각해? 잔말 말고 말해. 좋다고.
6 months later, Jimin and Tung stepped down from their carriage, dressed in elegant, richly tailored suits. My love, don't you think it's a bit too early? Like it's only been like half a year. Even minutes are enough to make people fall in love. They had months. Besides, Yoongi Hyung isn't someone who makes decisions in a heist. And if he does it can never go wrong. I know, but Jungkook, I'm still not ready to accept the fact that my little Jungkookie is getting married today. I mean, it feels like yesterday when he tailed behind me with those Bambi eyes. He really did tail behind you yesterday. That's not. You're both here. What took you so long? Even the grooms have reached the spot before you. Scold this indecisive imp here, Hyung. He couldn't decide between the purple and red tie. Says the one who was fussing over his underwear not matching his. Okay, no fighting before the wedding please. Wait, is it just me, or do you also see Jackson wailing in the corner with a literal swarm of women surrounding him to wipe his tears? Let him be Hyung. It must be tough for him to comprehend that his little Jungkookie is about to get married. Thank goodness Yoongi agreed on living in our penthouse with Jungkook. Had he taken Jungkook with him, Jackson would have lost it. Speaking of Jungkook, where is the groom? With Namjoon. Tae and Jimin exchanged glances, their expressions alight with amusement. They're truly letting go of their past, huh? I guess all it took was one conversation and a near-murder attempt for them to reconnect. They're getting really close now. Don't jinx it. We can't have Jungkook walking down the aisle missing an eye or heaven forbid, his family jewels. Especially not before tonight, when he's supposed to put them to good use. Okay, I don't need that kind of image in my head. Especially right now. So, why don't you both go check on Yoongi? I'll go see if the newfound best friends are still keeping it together. Vmin nodded as they left to find Yoongi. Oh, would you look at that? Had I seen you first, Hyung, then I would have ditched my Tay-Tay. Relatable and understandable. Yeah, don't tease me. Yoongi blushed, hiding behind a pillar. Looking good, Hyung. Never knew Jin Hyung had competition. Don't let him hear that though. Don't pick on me. We're not picking on you. We're admiring you. You look pretty, Hyung. I know. Just when I thought you had learned to be humble. Jimin got to Yoongi's side and pulled him into a hug. Congratulations, Hyung. Thank you, Jiminy. It was Tae's turn to hug once Jimin let go of Yoongi. Take good care of our Jungkookie. I will. No offense, but I'll make sure you're hurt if Jungkook gets hurt. Yeah, don't scare my Hyungi. As if your husband is as intimidating as a baby duckling. Don't do ducklings dirty. The trio burst out laughing.
Meanwhile,
I won't cry. 'Cause you'll ruin the makeup. I can't fall. 'Cause you'll dirty your suit. I shouldn't panic. 'Cause you may get dumped. You're not very helpful in keeping me sane. I'm trying. Try harder. Well then come, let's go for a drink. I'm Getting married in 10 minutes. Then how do you want me to calm you down? I don't know. Maybe use words of affirmation. Well then. Calm down. Even though you're as brainless as a headless chicken and twice as intolerable, someone actually thought tying the knot with you is a good life choice. Miracles do happen. Praise the Lord, I say. How is that helpful, you asshole? What do you want me to do then, you did? Applaud your meltdown? Frame your panic for display? Write a novel about you in diaper? Sing a lullaby? Not everyone got eardrums made of steel like me. Jun didn't know he had saved Namjoon's life from Jungkook at that moment. Master. Oh Jungkookie, you look so precious. Jin went to hug Jungkook. You're all grown up. Thanks to you, Master. Nah, I'll take 10% credit, give the rest to your Jackson Hyung. Did you see him, Hyung? Minutes ago he came in here and took one look at me before running away. That explains why he's out there playing the lady damsel in distress. He can't take the fact that you're getting married. As if he isn't already engaged. I'm getting 5 sister-in-laws and what's he crying about? It's different in your case, he's like a big brother to you, but to him, you're his baby girl, the one he raised and is now looking ready to get married. Oh sweet baby girl. Jun pinched Jungkook's cheeks who swatted his hands away. Are Tunji Hyung and Jiminy Hyung not back from school yet? They just go back and are with Yoongi. We thought of having this wedding during the school holidays. We know, Jungkookie. But it's not about them or me today, it's about you and Yoongi, so focus on that. Can't let Yoongi get jealous seeing his Jungkookie focus on. Don't tease me. Jungkook turned his face away from Jin, who chuckled. Jin, what happened in the court? Did they find any lead? They're looking for him. It is suspected that he must have left the country based on the wreck. Who Hyung? Young Hoseok. Jungkook's smile disappeared. Will he be caught soon? It is highly unlikely. They suspect that he had left the country to God knows where. He had even taken his cat with him and burnt his house before leaving. We should just forget about his existence for our mental peace, that's what they suggested. Yeah, I know, talking about bad omen on my wedding day. Jungkook, let me ask you this. As a brother, are you sure you don't want a ceremony to be held? Are you and Yoongi really content with just court marriage? Because from what I see, Namjoon wouldn't mind hosting the wedding ceremony right in his restaurant's banquet hall. Appreciate the thought, but I'd rather not mix wedding vows with reconciliation therapy. Besides, we both talked it through, Hyung. Turns out, just like me, Hyungi is also not fond of huge crowds. We didn't even wish for this to be even this big. All we wanted was to get done with the documentation and registration procedures by noon and spend the rest of the day sleeping in our room while staring out the window. Something tells me that window's just going to be a witness to all the fun.
Take it off now, girl. Just take it off.
Technically he is still unmarried, so that makes him still a child. So don't explain things like that to my child. We do have great plans for the night.
Dim the lights down, baby. Dim the lights.
Jin face palmed while June started cracking up. He's definitely your child. Shut up. I won't. Hyung, it's time. Oh Jungkookie. Jungkook was engulfed in a warm hug by Jimin. You look so precious. Thank you, Hyung. Jungkook blushes. Tae would probably be wailing by the time you sign the papers. Where is he? He's getting Yoongi, Hyung. With Tae. Tae had come out in search of Jimin after leaving Yoongi to have a moment with Jackson. Ow. Tae bumped into someone. Ow you. Tae's eyes widened, not because of the person's appearance but due to his physical appearance. Dave had his face totally disfigured and bandages rolled almost all over him. I'm sorry. Please don't tell anyone that you saw me. What's going on here? Jin along with Jimin, Jungkook and Namjoon entered the scene. Nothing, Lord Kim, I was just making my way out. Dave bowed down in front of Tae before running, more like limping away from them. Is that? Yeah. What happened to him? That's not for you to know. Now keep it moving, everyone. Our other groom must be waiting. With that, they all disappeared into the registration area of the court. I didn't ask the goons to disfigure him like this, did I? Jin thought as the registration began. Who could have hurt him like this? Unknown to them, a figure stood in the far end of the court in disguise, watching them while holding his dear cat close to him. Hopefully that'll keep him away from my cherry forever, Hobie said while having his gaze fixed on Tae. Maybe, in this life you aren't mine. But in the next, I'll make you mine. That's an oath I take. Hobie gave one last look at the smiling face of Tae, who went on to hug and kiss Jimin. Goodbye, cherry. Until next time. Hobie wiped away his tears before turning to leave. You too. Now let's get going. With that, Young Hoseok disappeared from the lives of the Kim Mansion residents forever for good. Congratulations. You are now husband and husband. Jungkook looked at each other lovingly. Kiss.
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 Kiss. As the crowd cheered, Jungkook shared a sweet, heartfelt kiss, sealing their union with love. Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, wake up. Mr. Kim, wake up, I say. Jin opened his eyes to see a figure standing in front of him. I said wake up, Mr. Kim. Jin jolted awake the next moment. This is the third time this week that I catch you sleeping during class hours. Jin was puzzled as he just stared at Lee Hyun, their senior, who started scolding him. This kind of attitude is not acceptable, Mr. Kim. Jin now had his mouth hanging open as he started realizing the reality of the situation. This is the last warning for you, Mr. Kim. Next time it would be the principal to whom you'll be explaining yourself to. Why am I here? Jin only then looked around him. He was literally sitting inside a classroom with a dozen students around him now staring at him. Jin gulps down the embarrassment rising in him as he chose to go with the flow. I'm sorry, sir. This won't happen again. It better not. Meet me in my cabin after this, let's have a chat. Lee Hyun walked back to stand in front of the board. So we'll continue. So as I said earlier, with Tally we can record sales, purchases, payroll, and other financial transactions. It is. Jin paid no attention to his words, but his eyes remained fixed on him and their surroundings. What the hell is happening? Am I dreaming? Or am I insane? This is nuts.
Hey, you good dude?
Jin flinched at the feminine voice next to him. He glanced to his left and spotted a girl dressed entirely in black, wearing a mask and bucket hat, her eyebrows raised in intrigue.
You look disturbed.
It only took him seconds to recognize the person. By all.
I've told you a million times to not call me that. God, why am I even friends with a moron? You know what, go f yourself with your dumb face, dumb brain, dumb existence. Honestly, it's a miracle you're still functioning.
With that, Mbiel turned her attention back to Lee Hyun's lessons while Jin stared at her dumbfounded.
You didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing.
Is it a sin to exist now? Just then the bell rang. Thank you, class. Submit your assignments by today if you wish for a double-digit internal score. Before he could even finish his sentence, almost all the students rushed out of the room to their next class. Mbiel threw a hard look at Jin before doing the same. Mr. Kim, follow me. With that, Lee Hyun started walking out of the class. Jin looked down at the cluster of books and stationery spread on his table and then at the bag strap sticking under it. Figuring that he can't leave them here, he scooped everything on the table into his bag before zipping it and running after Lee Hyun.
A few inches later.
Excuse me, sir, may I come in? Come in, Mr. Kim. Just as Jin came in and closed the cabin door behind him, I'm deeply disappointed with your performance in the last 3 exams, Mr. Kim. Not only your marks but your behavior has also gone down the hill. I get that you are dealing with personal issues for the last 3 weeks, but that isn't a good excuse for you to perform this badly in my class. Sleeping in class, irregular attendance, low marks, and all the other irresponsible behaviors. For what? For what, Mr. Kim? To throw away your future over some heartbreak. You're better than this, or at least I thought you were. Life won't pause for you to wallow in misery. Either you get up and fight back or stay down and watch everyone else move ahead. The choice is yours, Mr. Kim. Think over what I said and hopefully knock some sense into yourself. I don't want to see this version of you anymore, Mr. Kim. You may leave now. As Lee Hyung finished his little motivational speech, Jin blinked, getting back to reality. Should I tell him that I understood nothing from his little speech? Maybe not. Jin turned to leave. Thank you, sir. Just as Jin came out of Lee Hyun's cabin. Calm down, Jinny. Looks like you're in a different universe now. Brace yourself for even more of your chaotic, potentially psychotic members. Nothing to panic over. Just as Jin calmed himself down from having a panic attack, the nameplate placed on the door of the cabin opposite Lee Hyun's caught Jin's eyes. Assistant Professor, Dr. Kim Namjoon. Jin sighed in relief. Oh, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Thank heavens, Namjoon is. Jin's happiness didn't last long as a lady stepped out of Namjoon's cabin, her shirt slightly rumpled with a few buttons mysteriously missing, lipstick faintly smudged, and a soft smile playing on her lips.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Kim bloody Namjoon, I'm gonna kill. To be continued.
Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Until then, bye darlings.
Okay, bye-bye.